Hello everybody, today's going to be a foot and ankle specific joint training session. It's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes worth of work on the right foot and ankle, and then what I'm going to have you do is put the playback all the way back to the beginning and repeat it on your left foot and ankle. So today you'll have about 30 to 40 minutes worth of work when it comes to your at-home training. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get going. Today we're going to start in the figure 4 position, which is the left leg, which is the non-training leg, is going to be bent as if you're doing a butterfly stretch. And the other leg, I want you to kind of grab behind your hamstrings with both of your arms here and just rest the other leg on top of the foot. Okay? This puts a little bit of separation underneath the mat and our foot, which is what I want when we do our ankle car here. Okay? So our left foot is underneath our right thigh, our hands are underneath our hamstring, and I want the knee and pretty much the entire right leg to be as straight as possible. Because when this leg, the knee joint and the hip joint are nice and straight, that allows us to only move at the ankle with very little compensation at the joints above. So let's just straighten out everything to be nice and stiff as we get into our ankle cars. So what I'm going to have you do is you're going to point your big toe down as far as you can towards the camera, and then you're going to draw a very large circle as if there's a laser pointer on your big toe, drawing a very large circle on the ceiling above all the way to the floor beneath it. And we're going to go here in the clockwise direction at my tempo at around 1 mile per hour, drawing a very large circle with the ankle joint. This is the controlled articular rotation for the ankle. So we're trying to move the joint in its entire range of motion without moving any other joint north of the ankle, as in the knee, hip, and spine. We're going to go one more rep in this direction, making a large circle, trying to stretch the outer limits of how far the ankle can move. And then once we pause down here at the bottom, pointing our foot down as far as we can, let's go ahead and move into the opposite direction, counterclockwise now. Moving, really pulling with all of the shin tissue as you bring the foot as far backwards as you can, rotating it in, and then using all of that posterior tissue in the calf to point the foot as far downwards as you can. Moving in a nice slow 1 mile per hour motion as if you're going through mud. The air is a lot denser. You're just taking your time, moving the ankle at its outer limits. One more rep in this direction. Very, very good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, take our hands outside of our leg. We're going to move our non-training leg away a little bit, and we're going to utilize our hands behind us like a kickstand, keeping our chest nice and tall. Okay, we're going to move to the foot in toe-specific ways here. We're going to actually do some toe exercises to kind of activate our feet and get it ready for class. So what I'm going to have you do is pull your foot and bend the knee just a bit until your whole foot is flat on the ground. Okay, so my leg was like this. I want you just to bend the knee and point the foot down until the heel, the middle of your foot, all the way to your toes are flat on the mat, just like so. And I'll point my camera down so you guys can see what I'm working with here. Again, we're going from here just to right when everything can be in contact. Okay? So we're going to do some toe-specific work here. Before we do anything, I want you to make sure that the heel, the outer part of the foot, and the base of the big toe are always on the ground when we're doing these exercises, okay? So it never lifts like so, never lifts like so, or the heel never pops up. These 3 points of the foot are always going to be on the ground, okay? So before we start, I want you to splay your toes as wide as you can and set them down on the ground. So if you can splay them as wide as you can, perfect. And how we're going to start now is you're going to keep the 4 outer toes down on the mat, and we're only going to pick up the big toe, just like so. We're going to do this for 5 reps. 4 toes down, big toe up. Big toe up. 4 toes down, 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 big toe up. Very good. Notice there's no compensation here with the foot. There's no movement in the knee and the shin. Keep everything nice and stable. We're only moving the toes here. It's very hard for some people, especially if you've never done any toe work before, but stay diligent with it and you'll get better each day. Okay, now we're going to keep the big toe down and just raise the 4 toes. Be sure not to compensate with the foot. Keep the foot stable. All 3 points that I talked about earlier, the heel, the outer part of the foot, and the base of the big toe are all still on the ground. Raise the 4 toes, big toe down. Raise the 4 toes, big toe down. Very good. Okay, next what we're going to do is we're going to move all 5 toes. So we're going to pick them all up. Then we're only going to put down the big toe. And back up. Only the big toe. Back up. Only the big toe down. And back up. Big toe down. Back up. Big toe down. Back up. Very good. Last but not least, we're going to play the piano here with our toes. What I want you to do is you're going to stretch that pinky toe as wide as you can. Place the pinky toe down and then slowly make your way all the way down to the big toe. And back up. Pinky toe goes down first, 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, all the way to the big toe. Back up, pinky toe down, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Back up, nice and wide toes, not compensating anywhere. Pinky toe down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, one more time here. All the toes up, pinky toe down, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. So, if you have never done ankle and toe specific work, you'll be pretty humbled here with those 2 exercises to say, oh my gosh, my ankle doesn't move much and I can't control my toes. So this is going to be 2 exercises that you can easily do every day to get better at that, and if you practice it diligently, you'll get better literally every day as you do it. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and move on to our ankle specific work. Okay? How we're going to do this here is we're going to be in the half kneeling position, so kind of crouch down like so. Let me adjust this just a hair for you guys. Very good. And we're going to, again, still be training the right foot, but how we're going to do this is that I want the chest to be lying on the thigh here, and I want our hands to be on the shin, because we're going to be auditing our ankle moving and making sure all these other joints aren't moving by using our touch, okay? So we're in this half kneeling position. My foot is on the ground. Let's spread those toes nice and wide, and we're going to introduce those pails and rails contractions. So when I say pails contraction, what we're going to try to do is try to rotate this foot like so into the ground, almost like you're spraining your ankle. So we're going to try to be rotating the foot down like so, all right? Just like that. And then when I say rails contraction, we're going to do the opposite and try to pull the foot the opposite way by turning it upward. So we're going to be going this way, upward. But the thing is that the foot is barely going to be able to move when we're in this position. So we're only going to be doing isometric contractions. So we're going to be trying to move the foot, but it's really not going to move anywhere. And you'll feel it yourself working though, okay? Let's be in this half kneeling position. Let's have our hands on our shin here to make sure that this isn't moving, because the only thing I want to move is the foot, okay? So we're in this position. Let's start with our toes nice and wide. And we're going to begin with that pails contraction. So we're going to be trying to rotating this outside of the foot downwards into the ground, okay? Let's start with a 20% contraction. Again, those 3 parts of the foot still maintain on the ground. They don't leave the ground. Let's increase it to 40%. And trying to rotate my foot downwards like so. 60% contraction. 80%. And now your safest, greatest effort, trying to rotate that foot down, rotate that foot down, rotate that foot down. Totally normal for the calf to start feeling like it's working, the outside of the foot to work. Everything's working to try to rotate that foot down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flip the contractions and try to pull your foot now off the ground. Totally okay if this part of the foot lifts. Just make sure the knee and the shin don't move as you're trying to rotate that foot this higher to the ground or higher to the ceiling. Pull that foot, pull the foot. Try to turn it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly relax. Very good. Again, if you're feeling this tissue up here really working, or the shin tissue really working, it's perfect, because that's the stuff that's trying to actually pull your foot into that range of motion. And that's the part of the foot that we're trying to train today. So very good. Okay, let's move on to set 2. Nice wide toes. Okay, let's bring the knee a little bit farther forward if you can. And we're going to begin with our Pales contraction. Okay, so we're trying to rotate that foot downwards into the ground. Trying to do this. Start with 20% contraction. And making sure the knee isn't moving, the shin isn't moving. You should almost feel the arch of your foot working right in the middle of that foot. 40%. 60%. 80%. Safest, greatest effort. Now, guys, really pushing that foot outside of the foot downwards into the ground. Feeling this arch kind of build up a little bit. All of this tissue working for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep everything where it's at. Try to pull the foot opposite direction into that rails contraction. Using all of this tissue to pull that foot up, pull that foot up, pull that foot up. Really trying to utilize it. Come on. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly relax. Very good, very good. Again, all of this tissue in here, a little bit in here, just the foot should be waking up. And if you're feeling sensations that you never had before, I wouldn't doubt it. It's good stuff, okay? Now we're going to go ahead and move on to kinetic stretching of the ankle, okay? Kinetic stretching is pretty fun because it's utilizing motions that we've all done in life, but in a different way, okay? So how we're going to do that is we're going to stay in the same position that we're in. And how we do kinetic stretching with the ankle is that we're going to do a circular motion with our knee, moving our knee around the ankle, keeping those 3 parts of the foot down on the ground the entire time. But while we're moving our knee in this way, we're going to use the tissue of our ankle and shin to pull us in the direction that we're trying to move our knee to. So if I start in this position going to 12 o'clock towards you, I'm going to utilize all of this tissue of my shin and ankle to pull my knee forward. Then as I come over this way, I want to use this tissue to pull me this way. And then as I try to bring my knee backwards, I'm going to use this tissue to push my foot down to bring my knee backwards. And then I use this tissue to pull me this way, pull, 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 pull. And then I use this tissue to push my knee away from my foot. And we're going to go in the clockwise direction and then counterclockwise direction, 5 in each direction here. Okay, so let's start knee on top of foot, toes nice and wide, base of the big toe, base of the 5th toe, and our heel are always on the ground. And try to keep your foot as stable as possible. We're just moving the knee on top of the ankle, okay? So let's start by bringing the knee as far forward as we can before that heel pops up by contracting all of this stuff. So pull with the ankle stuff to pull your knee forward. Once you run out of space, go towards the big toe, pulling with this stuff. Then come around, pushing your ankle down to bring your knee backwards. Coming around, pulling with this stuff, bring your knee back forward, and that's 1 rep. We're going to continue around using this tissue to navigate our knee around our ankle. Pull, 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 pull. Really trying to get as much range of motion as we can with the closed, this is called a closed chain ankle car. Pulling, 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 pulling. Very good. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Utilize your hands kind of like how I am to keep yourself balanced. I know it's tough to stay on one knee here, but utilize this tissue to keep navigating your knee around your ankle. And again, some spots are going to feel a little bit more sticky than others. As long as you're training through it and staying pain-free while doing it, this is the magic that we need. Keep pulling, last rep in this direction. Pushing my knee away, pulling with this stuff, and very good, relax. I know it's a little different contractions and sensations here, but as long as you get the idea that the tissue in the foot and ankle is pulling the knee forward, or the stuff in the back of the calf is pushing the knee away, then you're going to find a way to kind of navigate that knee around. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish our 5 reps going in the opposite direction. So let's pull with all this tissue going forward. Now we come around this way. Push, 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 push. Again, foot stays stable. We're just utilizing the tissue to navigate our knee around the ankle. Pushing, pushing with the calf, pushing with the calf. Now I pull with my front stuff. Good. Navigating. Trying to keep my toes spread. Reset your toes if you have to, if they start crunching like mine are. You're just trying to make as big of a circle with the knee around the ankle as possible. Really pulling with this tissue as the knee comes forward, and then pushing with the calf tissue to bring the knee backwards. Very good. One more in this direction. Push, 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 push. Pull, 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 pull. Very good. Again, you should now start feeling the ankle kind of start fatigue a little bit as all this stuff working around the foot and ankle is working. So it just gets a little bit tired. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and spin back to how we started with the ankle cars and then foot toe work. Okay, so again, hands behind the hamstring, rested on our left leg here while we're in the figure 4 position. Stay nice and tall, straighten out the right leg, and let's point our toe down as far as we can with the ankle car. Let's come inward. Just trying to see if we can make a bigger circle now with strictly the ankle after doing that range of motion work that we did previously to it. Again, making it a large circle. Get a laser beam on the top of that big toe. Drawing as big of a circle as you can on the floor and ceiling in front of you. 2 more reps in this direction. Going nice and slow, 1 miles per hour. See if we're going through mud. In, back, down. Very good. And let's spin it. Let's go the opposite direction. Again, just keeping the right leg nice and straight at the knee joint. Making sure my hip isn't moving. Nothing is moving besides my foot on my ankle joint. Slow, controlled. These last reps start coming around, you'll start feeling the tissue, whether it's in the calf or the front part of the shin. Anywhere around the ankle that's not used to being worked will start just getting tired on you. And again, you have to fight to move through these end ranges. Pull, 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 in, and down. Very good. Okay, we're going to finish up with those toe drills. Bring my camera down here for you. And same thing, get the left leg out of the way. Point our ankle down and let's just bend the knee until all parts of my foot are on the ground. Okay. Spread the toes nice and wide and let's get the foot ready to go for some work. Okay. Keeping the 3 points of contact, the base of the heel, base of the 5th toe, base of the 1st toe. We're going to go ahead and just strictly raise the big toe here. 4 toes down, big toe up. 4 toes down, big toe up. Big toe up. Big toe up. Big toe up. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to the 4 toes. Again, making sure that the knee here isn't compensating or the shin isn't compensating. So big toe down, 4 toes up. 4 toes up. Keep them nice and wide and spread. 4 toes up. 4 toes up. and 4 toes up. Very good. Last but not least, all 5 toes nice and raised. Let's slowly push the big toe down, 4 toes stay up. Back up, big toe down, 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 back up. Keep the big toe tall, just lower the pinky toe, the 4th toe, 3rd toe, 2nd toe, to big toe. Playing the piano with our toes. 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, back up, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 1st. 2 left here, guys. Keeping the foot nice and stable, keeping those 3 points of contact. Shin isn't moving, knee isn't moving. Last one here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. So the biggest thing with any type of foot and ankle work is if you don't train it, if you don't diligently use it, over time the body's going to start losing control of what the toes can do, what the ankles can do. Ankle starts getting a little bit more stiff. More demand gets placed on the knee, hip, spine, all the way up the chain. So the more feet work that people can do, whether it's in a training day or at home when they're just watching TV or just laying around and just practicing those toe drills or practicing those ankle motions, very, very, very important and very impactful for all the joints north of the foot and ankle, because it allows them to not need to work as hard. So good job today, and looking forward to seeing you guys soon.